Hi and welcome to the Zone.
We're back again.
This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home
for everything fantasy football.
Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to the Zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home, of course, for everything fantasy football. Of course, the ideal guy here, of course, joining you alone on this deadline stream. Of course, we're of course doing the preview show, just trying to look at Game Week 11, just try and project how do we think Game Week 11 is going to look like. Of course, before I even just get on to a lot of that, if you're new around here, please don't forget to just click that subscribe button, and if you like this content, please as well drop a thumbs up, and we really appreciate. All right, let's just get into it. Of course, Game Week 11 is here with us, right? Interesting Game Week 10, of course, that we had. And a lot of things have happened in the footballing world this last few days, and it's been quite an interesting week, of course, that we're going to talk about. Even as we, of course, project to Game Week 11, going to talk about the new Tottenham manager, probably the new Newcastle manager. So we're going to talk about all that, and of course how our teams are shaping up before the deadline hits in the next few minutes. All right, let's just get right into it. Let's just look at the fixtures for Game Week 11. Of course, first things first, tonight we're starting off with Southampton kicking off against Aston Villa. In my view, this is a very interesting game. Southampton, I've been looking good defensively, especially. I think for me, I've really suffered, especially from this, having bench Livramento 2 game weeks in a row, and he has produced, but again are facing a very an Aston Villa side that are really conceding a lot of goals. So, we're looking forward to a very interesting game. There is Aston Villa going to, change and turn things around. We do not know how that's going to look like, but really interesting game right there. Of course, let's just go on to Saturday and tomorrow's games. And Saturday, we're looking at, first of all, that derby. But I'm going to get to the derby. Let me touch on a few other games before I get back to the derby, because that is our feature match and the feature match deserves room for itself. But anyways, of course, we have interesting games there like Brentford, Norwich. Norwich are doing so poor right now. Everybody is weeping boy. So probably you know what to expect. Those who have Tony, Buemo, you know what to do. Of course, Chelsea, Burnley, a very interesting game as well. Again, Chelsea on top form, of course, top of the table. Burnley, well, they won 3-0 last weekend, Game Week 10, but well, I don't really expect them to do much against this Chelsea side. Of course, Chelsea assets. If you have Chelsea assets, especially defensively, you're quite in the right place. Crystal Palace Wolves. This is now a beautiful game. Crystal Palace just off the back of beating Manchester City last weekend 2-0 at the Etihad. Of course, they're buzzing. They're buzzing so high at the moment. But again, Wolves again is another team on form. They're resurgent and now having 17 points. So this is going to be a very interesting game, of course, to football to catch over the weekend. And Brighton, Newcastle. Of course, Brighton playing some very good football. We saw what they did at Anfield, the comeback. Nobody expected that kind of comeback, and there you go. They had very good comeback, and of course, facing a Newcastle side struggling. But let's get on to the Manchester derby. This is our feature match, right? Now, of course, this is going to be a biased kind of view because it's just me, but this is my thinking about the derby. First of all, of course, you can choose to see it in whatever way. Manchester United, of course, won 3-0 against Tottenham at Tottenham Stadium last weekend. But I mean, you can choose to look at it in that kind of way, or look at it as well from the Champions League perspective. Manchester United, of course, 2-2 at Atalanta, which they had to come back as well again, and for that kind of draw. So this is the thing. Of course, we're going to be having Queen V just join us a bit later, a bit in the show. So, of course, it's a very interesting game that we're looking forward to for this Manchester derby. Of course, Manchester City were beaten 2-0. Crystal Palace, very shocking defeat. Of course, Laporte getting the red card, but still, Crystal Palace was very dominant in that game. Now, this is the thing. Can you look too much into that, or can you look at the 4-1 slapping in the Champions League that they had midweek? So again, you can look at it from very many angles. But again, this is the thing. Manchester United are really poor. In their last 8 games, have only won 3, which is very poor record. I've only kept 2 clean sheets in the last 22 game weeks. Welcome, V.
Thank you.
Good. I'm just talking about the feature match, and I'm just trying to lay a few stats, of how poor Manchester United have been over the last few, of course, few weeks, and also, but yeah, and especially looking at how in the last 8 games they've only won 3. And in the last, I think they have only kept 2 clean sheets, I think, in the last 22 games or so. And this is a Manchester City side, of course, very dominant on possession. And you saw what Liverpool did to Manchester United; they ripped them apart. So I mean, what do you think? What do you think about this game, this derby tomorrow?
Okay. I think Manchester United. Okay, let me start with the positive. I think they can still change the narrative. I think that's what I need to say. I think they can still change the narrative if they actually want to. And I think it also depends with how Ole Gunnar is going to play out in this game. I don't know which formation he's going to go with and which players he's going to choose to bring in. I think the combination between Ronaldo and Cavani that we saw in the which I think, wait, is it the last game week? Yeah, versus, is it Tottenham? Yes.
Yeah, it was
And
Tottenham.
yeah, versus Tottenham, and I think that was there's a bit of hope in my thinking, because I think he chose to play Ronaldo and Cavani up front, and there was also the mix with Fernandez in the midfield. And I don't know how it's going to play out because Rashford did not start in that game, but I think Rashford will need to have more minutes. So if Rashford is going to be given more minutes in the game, then it's going to also sort of change between either Cavani might not start in that game, in that fixture, and it will definitely have a bit of a dynamic. But Manchester United have an uphill task facing Manchester City, because Man City, although the Crystal Palace game was a bit, like it's not the case that would want to prove the Manchester City United narrative, but I think Man City is still a dominant team, and they also want. Because this is a derby, and definitely Pep wants to win this game. There's no way he's going to allow Ole Gunnar to thrash him. So definitely,
Mhm.
Manchester United need to. They have an uphill task, but I think
Mhm.
Ole Gunnar needs to bring about a transformation, like around about 360 thing in that team. I don't know. He has the talent, he has the
Yeah,
players. We just can't understand why it's not translating into the numbers that we would want to
yeah.
see.
And I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I sit down. From where I sit, I just feel that this is just a case of. I mean, he has too much talent in the team, but I mean, at the end of it all, this is not actually a team that's playing for each other. Working hard for each other. They're not fighting for each other
Mm,
in the games. You can see even from how they carry themselves. There's a lot of superstars rather than a lot of team players. That's the problem I feel with this Manchester
that's
United
true.
side. Whereas a team, for
Mm,
example, like Chelsea, and that has, of course, superstars, but the players are actually working for each other. Manchester City the same way, Liverpool the same
mm,
way, you know. And that's my biggest problem in Manchester. And they're not a team, that's actually together and fighting for each other. And again, I feel also the manager. Okay, no disrespect to him, but I feel probably he's failing to handle the egos in that dressing room. I mean, you have egos of Pogba, you have egos of Bruno, you have Ronaldo, you
Ronaldo.
have Maguire, you have
Hmm.
Varane, you have, like, these are all big names, big, huge names. They've won things in
Mm,
the and these guys are looking at this manager, and I'm just imagining. I'm looking at this manager, and I'm like, no, I've played bigger managers. I've won Champions
mm,
Leagues. I've won this kind of thing.
mm.
So I feel that's my problem with this Manchester United team. I feel that's there's just that disunity and the disharmony between, especially the manager, and how he's managing each and every player of his, getting his ideas across. Are they really wanting to get on board with what he's saying? So I mean, that's my challenge with this Manchester United side. But again, this is the thing: Manchester United have, of course, over time beaten Manchester City under Pep. I mean, this is Ole still again. So I don't know. I don't know if that will also just come back again and play to the fore again. So I mean, of course. But anyways, it's gonna be an interesting game. Any predictions from you?
And any predictions? I don't know. But I think if it, I don't want to say it will be a draw.
This is at Old Trafford, by the way.
It's at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I think Pep also wants to rub his ego, so I think it's. I am going to go the Manchester City. It might probably be a 2-1 win.
Two
That's
one
a
win
very
Manchester
close
City.
win, but two
Very
one
narrow.
win Manchester City.
Hmm.
Very narrow.
Okay,
And
okay,
these
interesting.
goals might come in probably in the second half. But anyway, I don't know.
Really? Really? Okay, okay, okay. I wish I was
Yeah.
somewhere near you as that game is going on. So I see the first goal in the second minute and just laugh, you know.
And
Yeah,
chances are
yeah.
Manchester United usually easily concede goals. That team, anyway.
No,
Let's wait and see.
they're actually, I think, amongst the worst in the league for expected goals conceded. And of course, Deno is just in the comment section saying Man United are gonna be slapped,
They're going to be trashed.
just like
Okay.
what Liverpool did to them.
That was not even a slapping. That was a beating. Oh my
No,
goodness.
that was a
Oh.
beating. And
Eh.
this the thing. This the thing. Manchester City is gonna, of course, turn up with a well-drilled squad, and again to collect points, because they're on a mission to collect points. They
Mm,
lost 3 points at
mm,
home to Crystal
mm,
Palace, so they're
mm.
definitely on a mission for something. So if Man United don't turn up on again on Sunday, my feeling, this is gonna be another Liverpool kind of slapping, 4-0
Money.
Manchester City.
Wow.
Yeah,
Woo.
that's how bad I see. And and it's very possible, especially if they're gonna create chances. If Man City come and take their chances, it's done. I'm sorry for all the Man United fans of FFZ, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, that's of course a feature match for game week 11. Of course, look out for the review show where we're gonna now delve into how the weekend games went. Of course, now we're a few minutes past deadline, and yeah, but we of course also want to talk about maybe the rest of the games on Sunday. So maybe we can have the fixtures, Sunday fixtures. Starts off, of course, with Arsenal versus Watford. Arsenal on form, unbeaten in 9. I mean, I feel so good to say that we're on form. The last time you were here, the last time you were on this show, the last time you were on this show, things are going, things are bad.
Things are bad. Arsenal.
Since you left, you and Junior, since you left.
Please.
Since you guys left, it's been a safe haven on FFZ. FFZ has just been the Arsenal show. We almost even change you to the Arsenal fantasy football zone, you know. So, but yeah, anyways, of course, Arsenal on form, but and Watford cold and hot. Of course, we do not know what to expect from them.
Yeah.
Very interesting game. Any thoughts for you on this game?
Also me, even when I was looking into the preparation of my team and just looking at that Arsenal fixture, yes, Arsenal has been winning games of late. They have been on some quote unquote form, as you put it.
What do you mean quote unquote form? That's disrespect. That's disrespect. That's disrespect for the Arsenal.
I think he's just trying to save his name. He's just trying to save his ass from being sacked.
No.
Looking at it, I think Arsenal have a chance. The likes of Saka, the likes of Smith Rowe, the likes of who else? Who else do I think we might? I'm not sure about Oba. I don't know this your striker.
What do you mean
man.
You're not sure about Oba? He's been scoring goals.
His goal involvement in the last 2 matches, no, it's been wanting. It's just been the midfielders who've been scoring, but I think the Arsenal team has a chance. Watford is they're likely to get the 3 points. That's just my thinking. Arsenal with the current form, I think they stand a chance to walk away with the 3 points. Although. Yeah, let me leave it at that.
No, I first of all, let me just comment and say I love the way you've disrespected us very well, but it's okay. We'll accept you just the way you are because you're a Chelsea fan. But it's very okay. You know, we allow you to disrespect us, and we're gonna come back, of course, on the review show. And I wish you were there so that we can, of course, celebrate. I hope we will be celebrating at that time. You know, right in your face, and what are you saying? You know, but anyways, of course, you know, fun aside, Arsenal, of course. This, by the way, this is Arteta's 100th game in charge at Arsenal.
Oh wow!
So definitely he would want to, of course, prove something in that game. So that could be an incentive. However, this is as well going to be Claudio Ranieri's is it 4th game as Watford manager. So definitely, of course, there's a lot to look forward to in that game. I personally feel Arsenal is gonna just sneak it, but yeah, that's and not just sneak it, but put up a performance, especially having rested a whole week. You know,
I hope. Now that they're not playing Champions League, they're not playing all these kind of things.
But it feels so bad to listen. It feels so bad to listen to the Champions League music, the Europa League music. For some reason, even yesterday when I was watching Tottenham play, it felt so bad to even listen to Conference League music. So
you're beyond help. I don't know.
No, but it's not good. We need to get back. No. It's not acceptable. But anyways, let's just go back to the fixtures real quick, of course, and finish up with Sunday fixtures. Everton, Tottenham Hotspur. This is a very good game. Of course, Antonio Conte. Let's first start from Nuno was sacked. Nuno was
Yeah,
sacked.
whoop. Nuno was sacked. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm really sad, of course, for Nuno Espirito and
Sad.
his team that was sacked. But
Mm.
I mean, the next day they come and appoint Antonio Conte. But the question in my mind is the Conte that was at Chelsea and the same Conte at Inter Milan who rebuilt those two teams and won them titles more or less in the first second season. Do you think this is the same Conte that's arriving at Tottenham?
Okay. For me, okay, this is my analysis. When first of all, when the rumors were going around that Antonio Conte might be appointed as manager for Tottenham Hotspur, I thought it's going to be a big turnaround for Tottenham. First, I looked at Antonio's track record and it speaks for itself. Like, the man has built teams, and it's almost like he always wants to win either Champions League, or he always or now that he's in the Premier League, he would want to win the Premier League. And also, when he was with Chelsea, he won trophies. So for me, I think what would be a challenge to Antonio Conte and the current Tottenham Hotspurs team is that I think he'll need to buy players in this coming transfer window that is coming up.
In
I think he'll
January.
need to, yes, in January. I think he'll need to buy players that will help him, or that will enable him, like, probably even battle it out for top four, if he's able to, because I don't think we can doubt his track record that speaks for himself. I just think that the Tottenham team as it is right now, it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult for him to probably make it to the top four. I think he needs to bring in fresh talent, if that's what I can put it. I know there's the likes of Kane and Son, and they are mad talent, yes, but I think there needs to be some new blood, a new talent in that team that will spike it up for Antonio Conte. Yeah.
No,
Although I don't
hear
doubt
you.
his track record. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, he's a multiple title winner, of course, even with Juventus, of course, Inter Milan and Chelsea. But this is the thing, of course. I think first things first. He needs to get the best out of this squad. I think this is something Nuno lacked. Getting the very best out of the current squad, and then think of transfers. Even I think it was the director of football who was saying something of the sort, that they need first of all get with the players that they have, because they have got good players, defense, midfield, and all, and they invested in the summer. So this thing, I think they're much better than what they. Of course, they have 5 wins, 5 losses in the first 10 games. They're not too far away in the table, 2 points even away from actually us as Arsenal. So they're not too far away, But this is the thing. He needs to first of all hit the ground running with these players that he had. And interestingly, in the Conference League, we could see what kind of football, of course, he's going to play, definitely back three and all that. And we saw a Tottenham team that literally came from 3-0 up, and they actually almost lost that game. That game had, of course, a lot of red cards and all, but they almost actually lost that game. So I think they need to first of all build the character of the team, and then of course, take it up from there, and let's see if transfers will come in and all. However, of course, as an Arsenal fan, I was a bit jealous to see that Conte is there, and being that he's your former manager, I don't know if you were a bit jealous. But anyways, Everton versus Tottenham, very interesting game. Everton are all over the place. They started the season well, but now are actually conceding a lot of goals. What do you think will be the score in this game?
Everton, Tottenham. For me, what do I think? What do I think will be the? I haven't thought much about it though. Although, this is going to be the first game for Tottenham with Conte in charge. I'm hoping that he's not going to concede goals. I hope this Tottenham team is not going to concede goals. So the worst they can have is a draw, is a 0-0 draw. That's the worst, the worst performance that could come out to it. But I'm thinking he would want to hit the ground running. I think also I would want to imagine that Conte would want to hit the ground running with this team. And I think Reguilon should be back in the team. I think Conte would in playing that formation, he would want to have Reguilon as a wing back, either I think on the left Is it?
Yeah,
Does he play on the left?
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
left wing back. And I think the attack, the the effect of Regulon should be felt in that game. If Son is going to play on the other wing and probably have Kane through the middle, if it's going to be a 3-5-2, I think Son and Kane might be up forward. But if it's going to be 3-4-3, um, I don't know. I don't know who. But I've not thought about it that much. But I
Okay.
hope, for me, I'm really hopeful for Tottenham. They're very dear to
Yeah.
my heart because of last season.
Yeah.
And I hope they can be able to turn around in this season. Yeah.
All right.
What do
All
you
right.
think,
I mean,
ideal guy?
interesting, interesting. You know what? I was actually speaking with Albo before the show. Albo is our head of editing here at FFZ, and he was saying that he had a dream that Harry Kane scored a hat trick and Reguilon was on like all the assists,
Oh
and it
my
was against a team
god!
in blue. It was against a team in blue. So I don't know, for all those, of course, who have Tottenham players, could this be the game? Could this actually be the game? I see a Kane
That
hat
would be
trick and Reguilon.
amazing.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be
So
fantastic.
but in my view, I feel it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna play out a draw.
Mm,
Because I just feel both managers have something to fight for, and especially
mm,
just yeah, there's a lot at stake in this game. Of course, Rafa as well has not been performing well, but again, Conte coming in, bringing in some new energy. I probably feel a draw. But anyways, let's see how that goes. Finally, of course, on the fixtures that we have, maybe we can also have the final few fixtures. Um, but anyways, even as yeah, so Leeds, Leicester, interesting game. Probably could be goals, but lastly, of course, we have West Ham and Liverpool. That's also a very good game. Liverpool, of course, beating Atletico Madrid, of course, during the week. And West Ham drawing against Genk yesterday in the Europa League. But I mean, both teams as well on form in the Premier League. So, of course, Liverpool drew against Brighton, and West Ham beat Aston Villa 4-1 over the weekend. So that's also going to be a very tight game. I don't know. What do you think this
mm.
game who do you think is going to win this game?
No, I think it's going to play out. It's a very tough fixture, very tough
Yeah.
fixture. Looking to see that West Ham are looking to. They're still West Ham is still on form. There's no denying about the Benrahma. I think I watched that game and
Mm,
I was like, we cannot underrate West Ham. We cannot underrate
mm,
how West Ham are
yeah,
playing and the energy, the synergy in the team. I mean, it's they play for me. They play lovely football, and
that's
also,
right.
I mean, that Liverpool team is the current, I would say, on form team in this Premier League, and they are not leaving. They're not sparing anyone. If
Where are
they
you
are
living
going to
your Chelsea?
score, oh, yeah, okay. Leave okay, Chelsea. I'm talking about probably from an FPL
After,
perspective.
oh,
Let me
okay,
look
I
at it.
see,
Let
I
me look
see.
at it from an FPL
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
That Liverpool players are not leaving it to chances. I mean, Salah is on mad form,
Mhm.
and the likes of Mane, Trent, Jota. Okay, although Firmino is on injury right now and he might take a while before he comes back, and that also plays the dynamics of whether the people who sold Jota, should they bring him back?
Yeah,
Looked
and
seeing
and and we
that.
saw he had a goal against Atletico in the week.
Yes, he did. His goal and
Yeah,
Mane's goal
yeah.
in the Champions League, yeah. So I
Mm.
think this is going to be a very tough fixture. But for tough fixtures is where Salah shines. He
Yeah.
shines the best. So it doesn't matter whether it's money, whatever fixture that's coming in. He's either
Yeah.
going to have a goal and assist or goals for that
He's
matter.
fixture proof.
S-
At this point in time,
yeah,
he's
he's
fixture
very
proof.
much
Yeah.
fixture proof. But I think West Ham are going to put up a fight. I don't think they're going to be brought down easily,
Mm.
if I put it that way.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it is likely to end on a draw, but not a goalless draw. There will be
Wow.
goals in
Wow.
this
Okay.
game, I think.
So what, a
Yeah.
2-2-3-3?
Yeah. 2-2.
Oh, okay.
Chances are it would end at 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's just
Interesting.
a
I
prediction.
No, I feel Liverpool have what it takes to beat West Ham, but if they don't turn up, West Ham is a very good team, as you've said. They're well drilled, they know what to do. Each of them is really fighting for each other. You could clearly see even Benrahma scored as well 2 goals yesterday in the Europa League. Antonio is also having
Mm.
some good games, and even if he's not really bringing the goals in, he's actually having good games, the pre-assists and all those kind of things. So their team.
But three assists don't help us here on FPL.
But you can see he's getting
They don't
himself
help
around good
us.
positions, because even actually I was watching that Aston Villa game, right? And and I was just wondering, and I was beating myself up. I'm like, because Antonio is passing to Bowen, he's passing to Fornals, and Fornals, instead of
Mm.
shooting, he's right before the goal. Instead of shooting, he's passing the ball again. I'm like, who wants your pre-assist, Antonio? We want an assist, you know. So
I know. But I
yeah,
think Declan Rice was. I think that
yeah,
West Ham team. I mean, there's no one goal scorer or whatever. Like
yeah.
this one
They
is
have
the
goals
scorer
all
of the
over.
team. Like they have
Yeah,
goals all over. Like
Sushek.
Jared Bowen is coming up,
Yeah,
and Funnels, and it's like. My goodness, it's just
they
like
have
the
goals
Chelsea
coming in
team.
from
Like
anywhere.
we've had like how many goal scorers now? Almost, is
Yeah,
it
and
15
and one of the goal
different goal
scorers
scorers?
last week just gave me green arrows. Rhys James.
You're shooting. You're just on the
And
sky. You're going.
I'm going level. I'm leveling up. Anyways, of course, I feel this game is Liverpool is gonna win, but let's wait and see. I think maybe a 3-1 Liverpool. Anyways, that's it, of course, for the
Wow.
fixtures. Yeah. I feel a 3-1 in that game, but let's wait and see how it goes. Of course, that's it for the fixtures. Let's just see how, of course, the deadline is passed, but we just want to see how have we shaped up for this game week 11. Maybe let's start with my team, then, of course, we're going to go to Queen V's team. Now, this is the thing. I struggle with this squad. This is more or less like, first of all, I'm grateful that I took Laporte out immediately, because I had Laporte in last week. Gave me a -3 for the red card that he got. Wow, as that was really bad. That was a crazy one for me. But anyways, um, of course, I brought in Chilwell immediately, and which I feel could be a good move going forward, not just for this game week 11, but hopefully he stays fit, and even after the international break, after this weekend, he'll still play good. So my defense is more or less just solid and rock
Your
solid.
defense is pretty solid. Goodness.
Very, very
Ooh.
solid. In a good game week, this is some these are some top points that I'll be getting, because all of these guys are
Yeah.
have goal scoring potential,
Attacking
a-
returns.
attacking returns, assist potentials, clean sheet potentials. So on a good game
Mm,
week, this could be a very good one for me. I struggle in the
mm.
midfield a bit. Of course, Ramsdale is a fix and forget for now for the next few fixtures. But I struggle in the midfield a bit. Of course, Rafinha, Foden, and Salah, I want to have them in. But I was struggling, especially with the bench. And who should I leave out? The last 2 weeks I've benched Livramento, and he's produced 6 points and
Mm,
9 points respectively. Um,
mm.
and I was wondering, where does he fit in my team? Now, another thing is Mbeumo is playing a Norwich side, very poor Norwich side at the moment.
And I'm
The
wondering why
goal.
you've put him on the bench.
Now, listen to this. So, so this is the thing, yeah. And then I'm looking at my forward line. I'm like, who of these guys can I remove? Wang, Antonio, Vardy. These are all, good guys, of course, that I would love to have in the squad. This is what I
Mm.
did just before deadline, and this is when we were still on the stream. I took Wang out and Wemo in. So so
Mm.
that's how
Okay.
my team is looking like. Of course, for game week 11, and yeah, I'm looking forward to how I'm going to perform. Of course, Captain Salah. I think the rule for this season is don't take the armband of Salah. That's the rule.
Mm.
But yeah,
That's the
that's how my
rule.
team is shaping up. Any thoughts from you and my team?
I think it's a pretty solid team. I'm in love with that back four. I'm like, goodness. Can someone give me that back four? That back. I think that Chelsea team is just, it's too juicy. Like you cannot have or fail to have Chelsea defenders right now, and there are plenty,
Yeah.
from
Mhm.
Rudiger to Chilwell
Mhm.
to Rhys James
To Rhys James,
to who else? Who else?
Christensen.
As Piliqueta, but I don't know if he will start at the same time.
Yeah.
I
Rhys
mean,
James is on too much form for him to start.
too much for him. Not. I mean, that team is, it's dripping. If you don't have Chelsea assets in your team,
Assets, yeah.
I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think you made the right choice, because Foden is playing against Man United. Chances are, if he starts, he might have a goal or an assist in that game.
Yep.
Chances are,
Yep.
if he starts, he might gonna have a goal or an assist in that game. Rafinha is hard to you. It's hard to let go of Rafinha. I know the feeling. It's hard to let go of
Very
Rafinha,
hard.
and because of Bamford not being
Yeah.
in the team, sorry about that, and because of Bamford not being in that Leeds team right now, Rafinha is like their talisman right now, and he has to be in. It's like he's the one who it provides some sort of grounding in
Mhm.
that Leeds team.
Yeah.
And I love the front three too. The two that you
Now it's a
removed
two.
Huang and you
Now
brought
it's a
in
two.
Antonio and
Vardy
Vardy.
and
Vardy has probably not returned in the last 2 game weeks. I hope he returns in this game week.
mhm.
And now that he's facing a Leeds team that has very poor defense, they're always conceding goals. Hopefully, he
Mhm.
will. In the goals they concede, one of the goals will be Vardy's goals. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it's a good team. It's a pretty solid team.
Yeah, looking forward to this game week. I need a big green arrow at this point in the season, because I think I've been getting the small green arrows that now of course I'm around, just sitting around the top 16K. So I'm trying to see how
Top
I mean six
6K. Yeah.
no, not 6K. I said
Wow.
16. 16K. Let the viewers
That's
not
still
arrest me for that. Yeah,
okay. Okay. Now
but
maybe
yeah,
we
but
can
yeah,
look at my
yeah,
team.
we can look at this team.
Although I'm very scared about this team. I don't know why.
You
I've
still have Sa.
yeah,
Goodness.
okay. I still have Sa in my team.
Okay.
You can imagine. Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe I should explain. So just before the deadline, I made like
Mm.
3 changes. I had 2 free transfers and I took a hit. I don't know if
Mhm.
the hit is worth it. So um maybe I hope this one does not come to bite me. I
Mhm.
took out Vardy and brought in Kane.
Wow.
Took out Vardy and brought in Kane. Took out
That's before
Sa
deadline.
and just before deadline, I took out Sa and brought in Wemo. And
Okay.
I took out
Okay.
Aspilicueta and brought in Chilwell. So those are
Okay.
the changes in my team. So at the back
Yeah.
of my team, it's Cresswell, Chilwell, and Diaz. Then the midfield, it's Rafinha, Mbuemo, Havertz. Although Havertz is just annoying, but I do want to take a minus 8. So I said, let him finish. Then
Yeah.
when he starts after the international break, we'll see what to do about him.
Mhm.
And Salah. Then at the front three now it's Tony, Kane, and who's this guy? And Antonio. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I took a very big pan. I took a very big pan. And can you guess the pan that I took?
Um, Captaining Kane.
Okay, okay. That's
Uh,
close enough, but that's not it. But
Ivan Tony.
the pan is captaining Ivan Tony.
Oh wow. Okay,
That's
that's
a
big.
huge.
That's a
That's a
big
huge
one.
pan. That's a
But
huge
you know
pan.
what? This I mean, for just suppose on that. I think that's actually really brave. I was thinking about it, and just that I don't have Tony in my team. But I was thinking about it, and and of course he has a very good expected assist rate and expected XG as well over the last few game weeks, even if they haven't been performing to the highest level. But this is the
Mm-mm.
thing. I'm of course when I see this Norwich side and how the level with which they're conceding a lot of goals, and they're going to a Brentford team that are really good at the moment. So I mean I looked at it and I'm like, by the way, Tony could actually be a very good differential captain, and if at all Salah blanks and Tony brings points, you're looking at some beautiful good green arrows.
I hope so. That's my prayer. That is my prayer. But it's a huge
but there's
pan.
a but.
Yeah.
But if Salah produces,
I know.
that's it. That's I would love to. I'd love to see you on the review show. I'd love to see you on the review show. But,
I know.
anyways,
that was
go on.
a huge pan. A huge pan.
On,
I mean, I'm really because I know Brentford coming off a 3-1 win of Burnley. I hope they want to redeem themselves, and this game is going to be played at the Brentford community. It's a home game for Brentford, so definitely they want to score goals. And in scoring goals, Ivan Toney is usually involved in most of those goals that they score in Brentford. And I hope
Mbeumo, who you have now.
And also Mbeumo. That's why I had to bring him in. I was not going to risk it with just Ivan Toney alone. So, yeah, that's how my team is looking like. And I hope it's a prayer.
That's a big prayer. You don't want to be on the wrong end of a Salah. But anyways, I think I really like that. I mean, FPL is for the bold, and the courageous as well. If you really want to climb up, it's about differentials. But I think for some of us who are just happy with where we are for now, I think we go with the safest pick at the safest bet, which is that. But this is the thing. I think the only point I see in your team is I'm not really sure about Havertz and his form at the moment. But again, he's hot and cold. He can produce or he may not produce. That's the only part that's But again, the biggest question for me is Kane. And of course, I think due to Antonio Conte coming in, probably that influenced you to say that maybe Kane is going to be transformed into another Lukaku and and score goals like he scored in Inter Milan for Conte. I don't know if that's maybe Albo told you about his dream and you're like, Kane is gonna score.
No, I haven't talked to Albert. And I had that dream from you. I didn't hear about it from anyone else.
Oh, you had the same dream, like he's gonna score a hat trick. Oh goodness, I just hope that dream doesn't come true because we won't have the end of this.
You guys will not have the end of this.
But anyways, I mean, good team, of course. You took a hit there, but hopefully it pays off, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think of course those are our teams. That's how we've shaped up, of course, for game week 11. We are really geared up for the game week. Looking forward to interesting games, of course, starting tonight, with Southampton, of course. Yeah, just about an hour from now, and then of course the game week is gonna start. But yeah, I mean, it's been a very interesting show. I don't know if you have any last words. About game week 11.
I think I don't know. I think right now FPL we are now starting to see the variance. Like we are now starting to see the gap coming out of like from this we are now seeing from the Salah hat trick to the Mason Mount hat trick, Joshua King hat trick. Like those players definitely they're way up in the league in the food chain. They're like at the top right now. If you had those players, then you're at the top. Now we are seeing the variance. Now we're seeing players moving forward and some people coming back. But don't give up. Watch out. I think there's international break coming up. And we need to also look out for that. Maybe how our players are going to, feature out after the international break. Will they be fit for game week 12? Did you save a transfer so that you have 2 free transfers for game week 12? So it's and I think from now onwards, I think the football is becoming more, juicier and juicier. Like FPL, there's always something to talk about. I mean, it's never gonna be boring. And we're waiting to see the magic, quote unquote,
Yeah,
of what Antonio Conte will bring. Hopefully, he will
yeah,
transform that Tottenham team and bring it back to what we knew Tottenham to be last season.
that's
Yeah,
right.
so that's what
That's
I
right.
can just say. And I wish
Amazing,
everyone the
amazing.
best.
Amazing, amazing. Thanks for that. And this, I think this is something we never mentioned. Possibly we could be having Eddie Howe, of course, joining in as Newcastle manager soon. That's something that
Mm,
also could be there and apparent. But don't know if he'll be the one who will be taking up the team this weekend. Of course, against Chelsea. Not as good as the first game that you want to have. But
mm.
I mean, of course, we're looking forward to Game Week 11, and after that, we'll be having an international break. Of course, going to help us to reflect a lot about the coming games. I mean, the very busy December period, especially that's going to be coming up. So, of course, please look out for a lot of amazing content from here, from at the Zone, and our pundits, of course, like Queen joining us. I mean, if you're new around here, once again, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this content. Yeah, share with all your FPL buddies, and we're trying to create a community around FPL, and just grow the brand, and we're looking forward to growing with you. That's it from me. Thank you so much, Queen V, for joining us, and yeah, I think all the best in Game Week 11.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back and all the best too. So see you
Thanks,
at the
thanks.
game week review and we
The
see how
review
our teams
show
turned out.
on Monday. All right, all right. Peace.
Peace.